scene. He's the first to leave. Drinking Ovaltine. Since he was 14. He's self-aware.
Hey everybody. All right. Here's the thing. You know, we just had the Olympics that just now ended, and we had all of our Olympians were all freaking out because they're trying all sorts of cool new foods over there in Korea, and like they had this one called Sanakji, and everybody's crazy about it because it's a live octopus that they cut up right then and eat it, so it's still squirming in your mouth. And they thought that was the coolest thing in the world, not because it tasted good, because it's still moving. But the bad thing is sometimes them little tentacles have them suckers on them, and then they'll get stuck on the inside of their throat, and people will die eating it. And so I started thinking, well, what else is there around the world that people are eating, you know? And I found one of them was super dangerous, just like that. In Japan, they eat this stuff called fugu, which is a poisonous puffer fish. That is hard to say. It's poisonous. It's got enough poison inside one fish to kill 30 people at one time, and they'll eat it. So they've got to prepare it just the right way, or else everybody dies. Or in the Philippines, they eat this thing called balut, and balut is either a chicken or a duck egg that they let a little tiny bird form in there, and then let it ferment, and then they boil it and eat it on the streets, just like it's nothing. You put it in your mouth, it's got little tiny feathers and bones and everything in it, and you just chew it right up. And then over in China, another thing they do with the eggs is they take just a normal egg, and then they'll bury it with like ash and stuff, and just let it sit for a couple months. And they call it a century egg. And when you open it up, it's got this brown goo all over it with a green center, and they just eat it like it's a good thing to eat. I mean, people do stuff like that all the time. They're just burying stuff. Like in Iceland, they'll catch a shark and chop it up and bury it for a couple months. Now, what they've got to do, though, is they've got to put really big, heavy stones on it to push all the poisonous out of it. And then once all it's depoisonized, they'll just get it up out of the ground and eat it like that. It's called hakarl. And then in Greenland, they'll eat moktuk. Moktuk? Who wants to eat something called moktuk? Especially if you say, oh, this is whale. They just slice the whale skin and blubber and let it freeze out in the open, and whenever they want to, they just chow down on it. I mean, stuff's crazy. I mean, even up in Canada, they eat weird stuff. Like in Canada, they'll eat jellied moose nose. They'll cut it up, boil it, pull it out, scrape the hair off of it, and then boil it again so that it turns into like a jelly, and then they'll eat it. You know, this is crazy. So what you guys need to know is, man, you got it good. If you're living in America, you got it real good. We eat normal stuff like chitlins and like pickled pig's feet, spam, potted meat product, delicious. We got hog jowl, fatback, you know, normal stuff. Let's just stick to that, huh?